I'm back, bitches. Part 2, we are going to tackle steering in this one, and possibly the upper frame. Not 100%. I just ordered the tubing today. We'll see if I get it by the time that I'm done with what I want to film. Get a bunch of parts in. Here's a tire rod. So, a big old shtick of metal too. That's pretty sweet. Where's the fucking, oh, and really the main thing, a rack. And this rack is like, it's 11-inch rack. This rack is off, well, not really off of. It's supposed to be meant for like when you take like a VW bug, turn it into like a Baja buggy. That's what this is, I think, meant for. Oh, it jiggles. Anyways, we're doing steering. Shit. Fuck. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing today is tackling steering. Show you real quickly all the parts I got. Obviously, got this rack. Got some tire rods. One of these is left-handed, one of these is right, so we have some adjustability. It looks like, I'll set this back up here. I kind of got lucky with these tie rods. I kind of just bought some and was just really using them for the tie rod ends, and just was gonna chop this and make my own length. But in order to not have bump steer, so where this rotation point is and these rotation points are, they all have to be on the same axis or the same radius. And I kind of got lucky because these look like they're slightly short when it raised up, just barely. But that's good because this rack is slightly short. So if we throw this in here, like if we center it, like you can see that they obviously aren't touching. And we have two joints that have movement in them, so they both can move. So if we like just put a bolt straight through both those, our steering's gonna be all wonky. So my idea on this end, on the rack, is to make a little C channel or like clamp that will like do this and hold it over here. And then luckily this rack, this is like the end that goes in and it's threaded. So if I just get, oh, that's nice. If I just get a bar of all thread and a little bit of scrap metal, we can make that little C and it'll just go directly over that and we'll be good. The one thing is, the only piece of scrap metal I have is this. And I need some more to make those little C things to fit over the tie rods. And then I also need some metal to mount this where it's gonna be. So we're off to Lowe's. wondering how I'm doing my camera for like POV, now you know. Got this right here, and this is 1/8 inch flat that I plan on using for the C mounts. Now they didn't have all threads. The only thing I could find was these 3/8. Well, they had 3/8 16, but they didn't have 3/8 24. So I got some 3/8 24 bolts. Yeah, and those screw in. Cool. So we'll put a hole through a piece of this, and that's what we'll use. Where's my WD-40? Oops. So, got these 2 smaller tabs and these 4 tabs drilled out. I'm gonna eventually profile these so they're rounded off instead of square. But here basically we are going to we're gonna do that, but obviously straight, so that this sandwiches it and holds onto it. And then there will be another 3/8 bolt that sticks out here that screws into the actual rack. So we're gonna weld these up so that we have little C mounts that go over our tie rod. I think I'm gonna need to take some fucking classes or something, dude. This is awful. So, we'll put another cross member in, but we need to make a C out of it so that this can fit nicely down into it. And then in that C channel, there will be bolt holes that line up with this, so that can actually mount up to a round tubing. Now I'll show you what we mean by cross member. Now this might be a little disorienting because the frame is on the floor right now, but we're looking at the front like face of the cart right here. So I'm talking like a cross member in here somewhere. Okay, so I ran last night and got some 1-inch square tubing. And that's what I plan on cutting out this wall so that it can butt up against this tubing nicely. So that is what I'm talking about, how that C channel will sit down in there like that. Fuck yeah, this thing's actually fucking working. Well, I'm actually working.
That's good.
My math ain't mathin'. At some point in time there, when I was doing the final, like just grinding to get this to actually tuck in here, the GoPro died, so, but we got it fitted in, and it's 0.3 of a degree lower on this side, but like 0.3 is plenty, like 0.3 out is plenty accurate. So we've made a chunk of progress here. So we got this drilled out and ready to mount up against that tube right there once it's tacked in, so that our our actual rack, wherever it is, can actually mount against this. So that's solid. We got this cross member in and lined up where I think it should go. I don't know, I might look at this a little bit more. Might need to go slightly lower, but it should be generally in this area where it's at right now. And then we'll get that tacked on, get this tacked on once we get the actual rack mocked up in there, get this tacked on in that. And we're gonna have to find our angle at like how we're gonna want it to go up. We do have 2 universal joints, so we should be able to adjust pretty damn well. So the angle shouldn't be too big of a deal. It just has to be pointed out a little bit, but also pointed out enough where we'll have clearance for our feet, because this is our foot box here where pedals will be. And as you can tell, like that's fucking tight there already. Your feet are gonna be right up against each other. Yeah, so we're gonna tack this on, mock everything up, and hopefully we should have steering here today.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this kind of brief because it is hot as shit in this shop with everything closed up. But front suspension, front suspension, steering is done. So was able to actually get this done fairly quickly. Than I thought it was gonna take a lot longer, especially the bump steer portion. I didn't really expect the solution to be so simple, but hey, it worked out. Which is good because that lets me move on to other things like actually completing the frame. So this steering is going to be its own like standalone video. The next up is actually doing the frame, but a little bit of in between work. Now you'll see a little bit of this in the frame video. I just recently got access to SolidWorks again, which is a CAD program. So I'm gonna sit out here when it's hot as shit one of these days and put all this frame into CAD. My specialty is CAD. It's not really fabrication, so hopefully the CAD model looks better than what is behind me, but we'll find out. So next up is the frame. First thing up is the actual like finishing the roll bar, and then the rear. Still need to find a donor bite because that's going to tell me how much room I need in the rear of the frame. But we'll figure that out. I have my eyes on one CBR 600, an older one, still makes around 100 horsepower. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this one was a little bit more cohesive than the last one and that the quality was a little bit higher. I'm working on it and trying to bring you guys some higher quality videos while still being semi-entertaining. But thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one.